All right, this will be a review of some of the major blood vessels that are in the body, some of the main arteries and veins. And I'm right now just gonna look at the ones that you can see on this torso model. So it'll be a lot of the blood vessels in the neck and the chest area, and then down here in the lower abdominal pelvic area. So over here, we're looking at the left side of the neck, but you have the same blood vessels on the left as you do on the right. So the major artery, which is in red that you can see in the neck, is the common carotid artery. And the blue vein that runs right next to it is the jugular vein. All right, then out here and here, these are the two subclavian veins that are carrying deoxygenated blood from, from the arm and the armpit. So you have, if you look here, you have the jugular vein, and then you have the subclavian vein, and they unite. So you have the jugular coming down, you have the subclavian coming from the side, where they unite. So from here down, this is called the brachiocephalic vein, and you have the same thing on the right side, brachiocephalic vein. And then, if I remove the lungs, you might be able to see this a little bit better. Both of the brachiocephalic veins, so you have one here and you have one here, they unite to form the superior vena cava. And that is the main blood vessel, the main vein that carries deoxygenated blood directly into the heart. All right, so that takes care of that area up here. And then if you look down a little bit lower, the abdominal aorta comes down through the abdominal cavity. It is mainly being blocked by these internal organs here, but once it reaches like the top of the pelvic cavity, it splits into two arteries. So here are those two arteries right here. These are called the common iliac arteries. This is the one on the right side, the right common iliac artery. And on the left is the left common iliac artery. And then each of the common iliac arteries splits into an external and an internal iliac artery. So you can see the internal iliac artery is this little tiny red blood vessel here. Same thing on this side. So these two are the internal iliac arteries, and they stay internally, they stay medial, they go down into the pelvic cavity, and they supply pelvic structures with blood. And then out here, these are the external iliac arteries. And ultimately, so they travel down and they enter the thigh. Once you are in the thigh, it becomes the femoral artery. So now you're looking at the thigh, and here's the femoral artery. Right next to it is the femoral vein. And then just adjust this a little bit. On the other side, over here, you're seeing the great saphenous vein. This is a slightly more superficial view. So you can see the great saphenous vein here and the femoral artery and femoral vein on this side. You have these blood vessels on both sides. So on this side, you do have a femoral artery and a femoral vein, and on this side, you have a great saphenous vein. But they've just shown you two views so that you can see each one. All right, and that's about it that you can see on here pretty easily.